Hello and welcome to the Endless Honeymoon Podcast, New York City Hotel Room Edition.
I want to do a shout out to the guy who told us last night that he loves our podcast, but your voice makes his child cry.
His 1-year-old cry. Well, listen, I actually, if you're a Patreon subscriber and I do make your child cry, I don't know how I would make your child cry because I've got kind of a butter smooth voice. But if that's the case and you get to the God tier of our Patreon, I'll actually come to your house in person and discipline your child using my really scary voice.
I love that, Moshe.
Why are we in New York, Natasha?
We're in New York for the world premiere of Chelsea Peretti's movie, First Time Female Director, which I am starring in. And
you're the star of the film?
Well, I'm in it. Can I say I'm like starring in it?
Well, we all know that you do movie after movie. That's kind of the story of Natasha's summer. Movie after movie after movie, the Mars Project. And the story of my summer is that I get to be her plus one at multiple red carpets in a Hollywood cucking, as we call it.
No, people want to see you, honey. You're just not in the movie.
Natasha, you killed it so hard in the movie. I would say you have a vaguely Leona Helmsley essence to you.
Thank you. I am doing some character work in this movie. Mm-hmm. It actually sold to Roku. So
you'll be able to watch it on your Roku.
Look for that in 2024.
Natasha, do you like being in a movie?
Of course, yeah, it's fun, especially when there's like comedic geniuses in it. I mean, this movie is so stacked. Chelsea Peretti, Benito Skinner, Kate Berlant, Meg Stalter, Megan Mullally, Max Greenfield. Sorry, Moshe was not in it.
I was not in it. There were a lot of people in it, but I was not one of those people. Now, Natasha, now that you've been in 6 movies this summer, do you think you'll finally be able to afford an anti-reflective coating on your glasses? If you're watching at home, I'm roasting the fact that my glasses, you can see my beautiful eyes, and Natasha's glasses, you can see the background of New York City because she doesn't have that ARF.
So I could get anti-reflective glasses on Yves Saint Laurent vintage sunglasses from the 70s with a blue tint?
Listen, it's all possible. Hollywood makes everything possible. Natasha, we were up until 3 o'clock in the morning last night. I was watching the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary while you drunkenly sang karaoke at the after party. I feel like we should push through this and get to the end of the episode. What do you think?
Well, I did want to roast you for making us fly Southwest.
Listen, you put the choice, you didn't want the responsibility of getting the ticket. I bought the ticket on the airline that I prefer. And that airline is Southwest. I'm a Southwest boy till I die.
I just want to know who out there likes Southwest Airlines. Like
Me.
Moshe just doesn't do it if he has to. He prefers Southwest Airlines.
It's a wonderful airline.
It is a 6-hour flight with like, I'm not even talking about complaining that you have to pay for food. I'm talking about no food available.
Oh, you talking about no food?
Even for purchase.
Listen, I don't generally select my airline based upon the cuisine that's available. For me, food and airline, those aren't really a connected idea.
It is for me because
I didn't realize you wanted the pheasant under glass a la Delta Sky Miles.
No, I would like to maybe buy some Cheetos for my child or
buy
some Pringles.
Buy them in the frickin' bookstore before we take off. Southwest is a wonderful airline. They allow you to make changes at the last moment. They allow you to reserve an entire row just by being intimidating to the other passengers. I mean, what more do you want out of an airline?
Listen, this airline from start to finish sucks. You got to line up like you're, I don't know, like as a food bank or something before to board. There's no food for purchase. Oftentimes you're in a middle seat, and then the worst part, no food. And then an hour and a half before you land, they are like acting like it's this great thing. People were clapping because they give brownie bites.
Brownie bites are great.
Which are like burnt brownie crisps.
So first you're not happy with the cuisine, then you're unhappy that they have a really cool treat for you at the end of the flight.
Oh my God. And then there's like a undertone of like bad comedy throughout the whole flight.
I love it. You should feel right at home there, Natasha. That's like your sweet spot.
All right, well, listen, if anyone agrees with Moshe that Southwest is the best airline...
It's not that it's the best option.
Holler, because I really don't get it.
Can I just say, you're not a man of the people, and maybe that's what it really is. Maybe it's that you're kind of in the sort of more 1% kind of in the kind of like Mitt Romney world of flying, and I'm
Oh
more of
my
a
God.
well, I'm just more of a Bernie flyer. I'm more of a Bernie traveler.
I'm just more of like, I'd like to buy lunchbox number 2 if I
Yeah,
want for my
and
crying child and not have no food options.
oh, you're crying child. I hate that so much online when people are like they're arguing about something, and then all of a sudden they bring up like they're like, I have a dyslexic child.
Oh
It's
my
like apropos
God.
of not your child is crying now. You think our child was traumatized by the Southwest experience? Because
I
what?
bet she was.
Well, she said to me, "Daddy, I like it when the flight attendant raps." So, so she seems like a Southwest flyer too.
Okay, listen, we've got someone waiting on the line. Can we please stop this conversation and talk to Hadley in Idaho?
Hadley, oh,
Hi,
Hi.
you got
Hadley.
dynamic movement on your camera there. Do you have the
I know it
do you have
follows
some?
me around.
Oh, that's
You
cool.
could already tell that?
Yeah, I could just see it. It kind of
Yeah.
like it AI'd right into her face.
What is our background giving? Do you feel like do we look like we're hungover? Do we look like
Cocaine addicts. What do you think? What are you getting from us?
It's probably, it could be either or, really.
Yeah,
Kind
no,
of hungover though. I don't get Coke vibes from you two, ever.
I think that's very
Oh,
sweet
it
of you
doesn't
to
seem
say.
like we're like stuck in a hotel with COVID.
Are you?
No, we're not. But
Oh,
listen,
We're just stuck in our hotel with a child and needing to
I
do a
thought you
podcast.
were. I was like, no.
no, the truth is we are stuck in the hotel with COVID, but this is a big reveal for the podcast. Our child, we named her COVID because she's a COVID baby. So her name is COVID Corona Bivalent the Third.
That's beautiful, you guys.
Thank you.
I see you have a child as well. That's so nice, right next to you. That's really a sweet little baby you've got there.
Yeah, he's my little frog. And this is a handmade sweater from Etsy that I bought.
You bought
specifically
you
for
bought
Frog.
a frog doll sweater on Etsy?
Yes, and it's specifically for the frog. He's a Build-A-Bear.
Build-A-Bear. Is this what you're calling about? I'm assuming your attachment to the stuffed animal.
Right. She's like, for some reason, whenever I get a guy home, they get turned off, and I don't know if it's because of my hand knitted sweater vest for my Build-A-Bear frog.
Well, to my left is a whole like half bench of just stuffed animals. If I'm
Well, you
being
could
totally
walk to your left, and we could see the camera follow you. I mean, wouldn't it do that? You don't
I
want
don't
to
even
show
want
us
to
stuff.
show you. It's embarrassing. I'm 28.
All right. Let's keep it moving. How can we help?
So I'm nervous because I'm excited to see you guys. So just bear with me, okay?
Well, know that we were up until 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're barely here. So you've got the pressure is low.
Low pressure then. I like that. So I have a friend who's getting married this year, and I'm a bridesmaid. And typically in a bridesmaid situation, it's a destination. Not really, it's not that far away, but it is a destination kind of like resort that hosts weddings, and it's got this big cabin and it's for the wedding party. So that would be me, and then typically your partner stays, right? Like that's pretty typical. Your partner goes to the wedding, stays in the wedding party cabin. So anyway, my boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years, and this is important to the story. He hooked up with the soon-to-be bride like years ago. Like
Okay.
probably like 6, 7 years ago, and it was like maybe 2 or 3 super drunk hookups, whatever. It doesn't matter, and like I've known about this, and it's like totally not a big deal. We're adults and we're in a small town, and so it's going to happen. So obviously my boyfriend is going to be my plus one to her wedding. He would be staying the night at the cabin. They were supposed to stay 2 nights, the night before and then the night of the wedding. And I basically got a text from her saying, we don't know if we want him to stay because my fiance is not comfortable
Oh my
because
God.
like they've had sex before.
Mm.
And so that would mean I would have to go up alone, or he would come up separately and leave separately, and I'd be the only one there, like without my partner, because her fiance, or maybe it's her, she kind of blamed it on him, but that he's not comfortable with him like staying the night. But it's like they're committing their life to each other. So
Okay, all right. This is so complicated, but also like maybe he shouldn't come to the wedding with you.
Oh shit.
That's what
Are
I
Natasha's
you
told
there.
are you okay with that? Like, because you got friends there, it's a party cabin. I know a lot of weddings. I've been to weddings where they wouldn't let the boyfriends come because, like, it's $150 for every person. So it's like, can you just kind
Yeah,
of feign? It's your friend. He fucking hooked up with her. So maybe the
I know.
price for that thing that he did is that he just doesn't go to the wedding and you
See,
don't make a big deal out of
see,
it.
this is
This is my instinct, but
this
we can
is
keep talking about
this
it.
is misandry. This is straight up man hating. Like, why should he not come to the wedding just because he's the man? There's a woman involved in this situation. That
Oh, you think the bride should?
Yes, maybe she should stay home. Maybe she should stay home because she was involved in it too. I think Natasha, yours is the atomic option.
It doesn't have to be atomic though, because like, let me ask you this, Hadley. Do you have friends and homies and like, like a family kind of situation with these people who are getting married?
No, and I don't really know her fiance, and a lot of her bridesmaids I'm not friends with.
Ooh,
Um,
okay. Maybe this was
Okay,
bad
but I
then.
guess
no, I don't
I
think
just
it
want
was.
to sorry, I just want to clarify that my real question is, my instinct is to just be like, and this is what I told her in the text, not a big deal. Like, it's her wedding. It's her day. It's one day or 2 days, 2 nights, whatever.
Well, to be
I'm
fair, it's also your boyfriend's day.
right,
Because he's having a hard time.
right.
He's having to watch one of his greatest
We're all
ex-lovers move on into a permanent love situation. So he's in a hard
exactly,
situation too.
totally. It's emotional for everyone, and I don't want to make a thing about it, but I feel like if it's going to come up because we're going to have to RSVP, and I told him, like, maybe you just shouldn't go because now it's uncomfortable if you do come but
Mhm.
you don't stay. Like, apparently we all know he doesn't really want you there anyway. So how about you just don't go? But I know when we RSVP and I tell her, like, oh, he's probably not going to come, she'll be like, but why? And
Hmm.
I also don't know if it should be a conversation like moving forward, because also, to add a detail, like a week later she texted me and was like, hey, you guys should come do a bonfire at our house tonight, what are you doing? With
Yeah,
her and
because she's
her,
still kind of horny for him.
well, okay, can I add something? She does bring it up almost like every time we're together, that they've
Oh,
slept together.
I hooked up with him, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of. Like,
I
she
see.
found a way to reference it, which I'm like, okay, it's not a big deal. Like, again, we're all adults, it's
Have you
fine.
considered this? Have you considered this? That perhaps you are not the only person that she's bringing this up to often, and that perhaps she brings this up often to her husband to be, and that perhaps that is the reason he eventually was like, maybe we don't want that guy staying in the cabin.
That has been my exact conclusion, is that she probably was a little too aloof in how she knows him,
Mm-hmm.
and she just said something like really abrasive about how they've hooked up, or like a detail or something in passing, and he was like,
Mm.
okay, well, maybe
She
not.
mentioned that it's like curved in such a way to hit that spot just
Something,
right. Okay,
something.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me get a little more details. Are you in the
Okay.
wedding party?
I
she's the bridesmaid.
am.
And do you really like this girl?
Yeah, we've been friends for like years, since high school.
So your question, just to clarify, is you at this point are ready to sacrifice your boyfriend's attendance, but you don't want it to be weird again when you say he's actually not going to come and have it become weird another time. So you want a way to not bring him, but make it not weird.
I honestly, at this point, don't care if he goes or not. It's his comfortability, because he's the one who I feel like is put in a more awkward situation, being the one that's being like banned from the after parties, right? So I guess
Wait,
I
he's
just don't,
banned from the after parties or he's banned from staying?
I just mean staying. Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
I got your
yeah.
solution. You have
I
something?
have a solution.
I got a solution. See
Okay.
whose is better.
My thing is a little thing called lying.
This is a
And
Natasha special right
and
here.
you say something like, oh, we're so bummed. Jorge or whatever his name
It's
is.
Jorge. That's so crazy that you got it
You know?
exactly.
He can't come. He has a work thing. It's I don't know, whatever thing you want to say, like we're bummed, but we have a gift from both of us, and then you go.
And
like,
don't listen to the early June episode of the Endless Honeymoon podcast. Say that when you make the lie.
well, because what him staying in the cabin is not an option. Because at this point, there's going to be gossip. There's going to be like, oh, people are mad. Can she brought it? Oh, yeah, they fucked. Did you hear? Like, you don't want any of that. And if you feel like you have to stay in the cabin, you can also minimize. You can be like, if it's like 3 to 5 days, maybe you go for the 3, or if it's like, however you can like shorten it the most possible. He has a work thing, insert thing. You don't have to go into details. He has a personal commitment. I'm so sorry.
You're saying do it now. So right back.
But I hope you love our gift and like give them a great gift from both of you.
So you're saying do it now, right back and go, oh, you know what? It actually is a non-issue.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. He can't even come.
I just found out he's unable to attend the wedding, period. So
don't get too detailed with the lie.
Yeah. I just found out. Well, no, that's actually not a lie. This is what you and I often argue about. You don't. Natasha's philosophy is never tell the truth when a lie will do. But I'm like, you can do the lie without lying. You can say, oh, you know what? It's a non-issue. We just found out he can't even make it that weekend. Well, that's not a lie.
But I'm still excited to come.
Yeah,
and we're our present.
That's not a lie, though. That is the truth. You just found out he can't make it that weekend because the bride is so horny for Jorge Dick, and the husband is so upset about being cucked. Like that's actually still in the truth zone, sort of.
Well, what was your solution?
Okay, I got 2, but I actually think Natasha's might be the wisest. Mine are. I have one that is good if you want him to attend, and one that is actually more fucked up to your friends. But it was the same lie, but it was to RSVP for both of you. Now be like, oh yeah, see you there, and then weekend of the wedding, you show up and be like, he couldn't make it. So
why?
Just so she doesn't even have to have the conversation. The conversation will know, Jorge has diphtheria. It's not going to work out.
But I would minimize it. Doesn't have to be a conversation. It can be a text, email, whatever. I'll write it on the thing. I'm just actually going to be a 1, not a +1, because this weekend actually doesn't work out for him. And actually, I can only stay Thursday and Friday or whatever it is.
Natasha's solution is the best. You're being the bigger woman. You're not even getting into the drama and going, well, if it's going to be like that, then he's just not even going to come. You're going, oh my God, listen, how wonderful that he can't come because he is unable to attend anyway. Easy. Now, if you want him to come, there is a solution, which is combining 2 of my great passions in life, dating advice and #van life. Now, you could just rent an RV for the weekend. It's in the woods, this place, I would assume.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you and your boyfriend, drive up and you stay in the van. And you guys have your own little thing and you just be like, oh yeah, no problem. We're going to be out here in the van in the woods having a good time.
But then everyone in the party house is going to be talking about how Jorge and the bride fucked.
Yeah, but they're still going to be talking about that because the bride's going to bring it up 15 times on her bachelorette party. So I think your solution is good, but if you really are going to feel like lonely or like you want your partner there, I say rent a van.
But I would also like to add to my advice, like I don't think you're out of line to tell her when it's just the 2 of you, if she brings up something about having sex with him again, to just say like, I'm sorry, I just like, would you mind not bringing that up anymore? It just kind of makes me uncomfortable. And
I say, what's the point?
Really? Well, then maybe stop saying it.
Okay, so my other question though is like, since that text happened of like, we don't really want him there at staying the night or whatever, since then she then invited us both over to hang out with her and fiance, which I'm assuming means that they want to address it, because why else would she say, hey, come over and hang out with us? It's like, which like he should have got to know my boyfriend first before making a judgment. It's just like it was backwards.
We don't need to have a discussion about their one night stand. I mean, like that is just like that is not going to happen. She is like being performative. She is like horny for him still.
No, she's not really horny for him, but no, I am curious. I think I'm having a hard time imagining them addressing it. That I don't believe. That seems I don't think that's true. I don't think you guys are going to get to the bonfire and they're going to be like, let's talk about the elephant in the living room.
So we just get there and then they're like, we all pretend that wasn't said.
Here's my guess. I'm guessing that your friend mentioned it in a weird, probably awkward way, and that the boyfriend, fiance man got upset and said, I don't want him staying there. And then she has been doing diplomatic full court press to try to get her boyfriend to relent. And is like, what if we just hang out with them one night and you'll see he's cool. And I think that's what's happening here. And that also,
happened too. I think like she said something, he said something, she got on her phone, quickly fired a text and was like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have divulged that information, because she seemed like maybe she was backtracking. And then the inviting us, I was like, I understand, but at that point, like, is it wrong of us to be like, we don't really want to hang out as couples now? Like, now it's weird and now we just don't want to. Or should we
Yeah,
just
that
quit? I don't
my
know.
my instinct tells me that this relationship is going to be in your rear view mirror pretty soon. But with this friend of yours, because this just seems like a lot of to continue to be this close to this person who's like has all this drama about the person that you're dating. This is a hard one. Should they go to the bonfire?
Is your boyfriend okay with not coming to the wedding, or is he like, I really want to go?
No, he doesn't care because he's had some falling outs with her prior to this anyway. So he's like, I don't
So,
really care.
so listen, I think this is like, you're the bridesmaid, so you kind of have to go do your duty.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Is there like one friend that you like there in the house?
I think I'll get along with everyone there. I'm just not super close with anyone but the bride. And that's okay.
Now she's trying to figure out what to do about this bonfire text. What does the bonfire text say?
Do not go to the
But
bonfire.
how do you not go? What do you write back?
I know, what
No,
do I say?
no, there will be
I
no
feel like I have to-
bonfire.
I feel like I have to say we're not comfortable with it now.
Oh,
'Cause we're
that
not.
seems like too much drama. I'm trying to think of a better solution. What was the text?
It was, she just texted me and said, hey, what are you doing tonight? And I said, oh, I'm just at my house. And she said, do you and your boyfriend want to come over and hang out in our backyard and have a fire, like right
Hmm.
now?
Have you
I was
ever
like,
heard of this thing?
"Great."
It's like really nice in words, but not in action. So you're
Mhm.
like, oh my God, that sounds amazing, but we can't tonight. Oh my God, that would be awesome. Tonight doesn't work out though. I have a big day tomorrow. Oh my, and then she's like a bride. She's got other things on her mind.
Yeah, when's the wedding?
Not until October. So how long can I keep this
Oh,
going?
oh, it's hard. This
Like,
one's
I
tough.
can't avoid it forever. I feel like it's inevitably going to come up. And my instinct is to be honest and just say, we're a little uncomfortable now. It's not a big deal. He's not coming to the wedding. But obviously, if she re-invites, like, what if she's like, actually, we decided he should come to the cabin? He's not going to.
Okay, I got it. How comfortable are you with throwing Jorge under the bus?
I don't want to, because he doesn't need to do that because of something they did.
But who cares? I mean, here's what's going to happen. You're going to send that text. No one's comfortable right now. The whole wedding's going to be awkward. She's going to get her feelings hurt. She's going to be like, this is like drama. And I'm like, what is the way out of the drama? Because like,
Get out of it.
yeah. So if I was going to throw Natasha under the bus, which I'm very comfortable with, it's some sort of a hobby of mine, I would say something like, oh, we'd love to, but to be honest, Jorge's a little, he's being a little weird when I told him he couldn't come to the wedding. But now this refutes our other advice, which is to say Jorge can't make it that weekend. You kind of can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't tell the fun lie at the beginning and then say, oh, but we also can't he also is unable to make it to every bonfire invitation until October.
I know. You guys, I don't
think
know what to do.
What do you
I'm kind of
think?
just waiting for her to bring it up, because I'm not going to bring it up.
I just don't think she's gonna like perpetually ask you to have like a double date so you can discuss this.
So you didn't write back that night, the first invitation. What did you say?
I immediately did, because I was like, it made me laugh, but I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. I was like, this is her deal. It's not my drama. And I just said, that's totally fine. I just talked to my boyfriend. He doesn't care, which is true. He was like, I don't care if that's how they feel. That's fine. They have the right to, I guess. And I just said, I want things to be easy, and I don't want this to become like a thing where you guys are trying to figure this out, because I'm easy.
I think this is like a step situation. So like step one is maybe telling her he can't even come anyway, because that might, excuse me, that might kill the bonfire discussion.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. Natasha, please stop sneezing. I always ask her not to sneeze on the podcast, and she insists on doing it. No, okay. I think I've got your solution. I think I have come to the dramaless, the least drama
Okay.
solution for you. You take Natasha's advice about about the wedding. You say, "Oh, he can't make it that weekend anyway."
That date doesn't work for him. Like
It's
the most general thing. So someone's like, "Oh, I thought you said he was with his family. Oh, I thought blah 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 blah. Is he okay? Is he sick?" It's like, "Oh no, that date doesn't work for him. He had some commitment. I don't even know."
Then when she doubles back and says, "Oh, I talked to my husband, my fiance. He's fine with it now. It's fine." You're already out. You're like, "Oh, it doesn't even matter. He can't come." That discussion's
Yes.
over.
And
Then if she forces the issue about the bonfire, you don't write. In my opinion, don't write back. You know what? The truth is, we're a little bit uncomfortable because
Yeah.
you disinvited.
Don't do that.
That's just like flaring up. That's a bonfire of your vanities. Here's
Yeah.
what you do. You go, LOL, just like, ha ha. That sounds a little awkward, and I don't think he's going to be up for that. That's it. Not like, the truth is we felt truly betrayed when you, it's just like the least amount. If she forces the issue and you're like, I have to respond, you just write back, ha ha. Yeah, I don't think we'd be up for that. Sounds a little awkward. And that's it. And then you're out. Your challenge is to get to October. You're like Neo in the Matrix. You got to get out of this situation with as little damage as you can possibly accrue. So you're just like, "Oh, he can't make it that weekend. Oh, a bonfire, awkward." Like, it's just everything is the strategy is, how do I just do my duty as a friend and a bridesmaid without getting any of this, like, sort of like fiery drama in your life.
All right. Good luck, Hadley.
Thank you so much, you guys.
I'll never understand why people want to conflate personal drama with their special day. It happens so often, and I always just feel like, what the fuck do you care? Like, what, why not be the bigger woman?
I mean, these people live in Idaho. They're bored.
All right, Natasha, I think the time has come for us to listen to a few secrets.
Let's do it.
Okay, well, that beat took a little bit longer than I thought, but okay, I love you guys, and the reason I'm calling is because I just ate my food obsession, which I usually only eat. I try to tame it to once a quarter, which is fried chicken. I know you guys are from California. You guys probably know nothing about fried chicken because the South makes fried chicken. I'm in North Carolina, and oh gosh, Bojangles. If y'all don't know Bojangles, oh my God, they make the best fried chicken. And I freaking love it. But my secret is, and my problem is they make it so good, so good that they get it down to the bone good. And I end up eating the bones. And it's never been a gastrointestinal problem for me. And I don't know why that is. I feel like maybe in a previous life, I might have been a coyote or wolf or something like that, where I can just eat bones. But I fucking love Bojangles bones. And their chicken is good, their bones are good, and why waste it? I don't know. I just thought you guys would like to know that. And go to Bojangles. You might be the same as me. You might like it so much you want some bones. Love you guys. Love Natasha. Moshe, your haircut's great. And can't wait to hear the episode. Bye.
I mean, I love this dude condescending to us about how we don't understand fried chicken and then being like, here in the South, we eat the bone.
I thought he was going to say he licked the bone.
We chomp the bone. We chew up the griddly bone.
Ew.
I mean,
don't eat the bone, dude. Don't do it.
How about get an 8-piece instead of a 6-piece and then just eat more chicken? I don't think you need to chomp that bone. Although I will say, I have never eaten a sunflower seed or a whole shell salted peanut without chewing up the shell. I eat the shell.
That's different.
Do you think that's better?
Yeah, you're not eating DNA of the chicken.
Well, I mean, what do you think? There's no DNA in the flesh? I mean, it's...
Okay, here's the thing. I understand how good fried chicken is in the South. I've been to the South. Someone made me fried chicken. I stayed with a family in a hunting camp in Alabama, and I ate so much fried chicken there. they started to call me Drumstick. That was my nickname while I was in Alabama hunting squirrels with this family.
This is not where I thought this was going.
But I'm saying I understand how great it is.
I would say you can go 8 times a year if you don't eat the bone. You can make that deal with yourself. I'm not going to eat the bone. I'm not going to chomp them bones, but I will have much more fried chicken. And guess what?
I like that.
Guess what, Mr. Mint Julep over there in North Carolina? We got fried chicken in California. It's not a y'all don't know about fried chicken in California situation. We got fried chicken.
Isn't Bojangles a chain?
Yeah, and not only do we have fried chicken, we have Southern fried chicken in. There's a little like kind of a hipster spot all over LA that's really popular from the South. It's actually called Kentucky Fried Chicken, and it's from Kentucky, and it's got a lot of spices, herbs and spices, and it's extra tasty, crispy. And I don't need your condescension, you bone-chewing Southern motherfucker. And let me ask you a question, Drumstick.
Mm-hmm.
Did you eat the bone?
Hell no!
Even Drumstick didn't eat the bone. Even Drumstick.
Yeah, don't do that anymore. All right, let's take another secret.
Hey Dosh, hey Moshe. Here's my secret. I used to work at a big box retailer, and they had hired a new guy in my department. And it didn't take long for me to realize that I really fucking hated this guy. He used to be in the military, and he would tell you that any chance he got. And worst of all, he would say really, really disgusting things about his daughter, who was like 13, like the type of stuff. He should definitely be on a list type of stuff. Anyways, I couldn't stand working with him, so I went online and I made a bunch of fake customer complaints. Cut to like a week or so later, he gets pulled into the manager's office, and he later comes out and tells us that he's been fired and that there was like 17 customer complaints in 1 week against him, and then he just like hung out for a while instead of just leaving. It was super fucking weird. Fuck that guy. I hope he's miserable. And I don't feel bad about getting him fired. Anyways, love you. Bye.
That's
So modern.
That is interesting to have that kind of diabolical strategy to get rid of a creep at your work. To go on. I'm surprised he didn't put it together. That he's like, the customers have complained about the things that I have been talking about only to my coworkers. You would think.
Well, I will also add, like, you aren't really getting to the root of the problem, which is that he's saying disgusting things about his daughter. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I would say a more productive thing to do if you're brave, but then you got to deal with him, is to say something like, dude, it's really inappropriate that you say that, and it makes me super uncomfortable. And I would really appreciate it if you didn't mention her again, just to make him maybe check himself a little bit.
You want me to mention my daughter? My daughter after 2 tours in Afghanistan? I don't have freedom to mention my daughter in whatever lewd and lascivious ways I want? That's the thing he was trying to avoid, right?
He just didn't want to hear it anymore.
This is why, exactly. He's just like, let me get this problem out of my life. This is why doing the right thing never works. Because you do the right thing, like, you know what, you shouldn't talk about your daughter like that. And all of a sudden, you've got an Operation Iraqi Freedom veteran with a knife to your throat in the back of a Best Buy. And nobody wants that. So in a way, I wouldn't say you did the right thing, but you definitely did the best thing for you.
So you think, Moshe, that like confronting someone wouldn't make them be like, whoa, you're right?
I mean, it would. You know how I would do it? Because this did happen to me. At the gym once. I was at the gym and somebody started coming in talking about, I don't know what it was. It was just like some like conservative talking point stuff. It was in this boxing gym that I went to for a while. And he just like, started bringing up all this stuff. And I knew that telling him I disagreed with him was what the guy wanted. He wanted some like, libtard to like, get triggered. And instead I just said, I just walked up to him and I punched him in the jaw as hard as I could, and he went down like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah,
No,
right.
no, that didn't happen. I chewed on his bones like it was fried Bojangles.
That is
no,
going to be so hard to get out of my head, by the way.
chomping on Bojangles.
No,
but
swallowing bones.
well,
too.
they're probably pretty shardy at that point. No, here's what I did.
Ugh.
I just said, "All right, fellas, let's not talk politics at the gym." You know, like I just like changed the subject. I made it like I made it almost like it was a standing rule that we didn't talk politics at the gym, and it completely worked. I never said I disagree with your politics. I just said, let's not talk politics at the gym. So you could do something like that, right? You could go like, let's not talk like that at work, huh, buddy? Or something like that. But I don't know what to do. What's the solution when you have a sneaking suspicion that someone is a horrifying parent? There's nothing to do on the sneaking suspicion tip.
That's true. Sorry, I'm still just trying to figure out. I want to Google if cavemen ate bones.
I'm sure they did. You never heard of bone marrow? They had to get in there
Marrow.
somehow. Well,
You crack it.
and then what? You
Suck.
slurp it? No, I think you chewed.
Crack and suck
Crack
is
and
different
suck.
than swallowing bones.
Crack and suck,
I am
fella.
just so worried about that guy.
I love the fact that the guy that's chewing on Bojangles bones is causing more consternation and worry for you than this Iraq war veteran talking about how sexy his 13-year-old is. All right, one more secret.
Hey, huge fan. You guys have really helped me through a lot of shit. Anyways, when I was 18, I had some really good hot sex with this guy from Tinder, and I had known him through summer camp, basically, and didn't really know him well, but anyway, we hooked up. It was awesome. And then he kind of stopped answering my texts and stuff. And then he finally answered and said, I don't think we should hang out anymore. And I was like, oh, okay. Is something wrong? Did I do something? And he was like, no, well, I found out that we're cousins. So, yeah, good times. Love you guys. Bye.
What if he's lying, though?
I mean,
I would like some information.
I got a hot take on this. First of all, the sex was probably hot because you were cousins. There was
They
something.
didn't know at the time.
I know, but there was something like deep in their DNA, like the center of a Bojangle bone that was coming out through that sex. Now, but here's my hottest take. I don't think this is a very big deal.
What?
I just don't think this matters. Like if you're far enough away, I just think like who gives a shit. If you're a fifth cousin, I mean, it's like I think I'm related to Obama or something. Like, don't they always do that where they're like, did you know that Obama was actually related to John Hancock? If you go out far, it's just like everybody's sort of a cousin at this point. So I don't care. Am I tripping?
Maybe that's how I don't know. I just feel like avoid relatives.
Well, I would say that's a good rule of thumb, but I also think if you're far enough away, if you're a fourth cousin or more, I say it doesn't matter.
Fourth cousin, I get. Then you're like in the, royalty or like something. Like,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
that
like
what they did?
how far away, how close of cousins could you be if you got all the way to fucking without knowing it? I mean, it just feels like there's no way you're first cousins.
We should ask a doctor because you just don't want to have kids that have like something wrong with them.
Well, for sure, I know this, that nothing will be wrong with your kids if it's like fourth cut. But kids, they're not having kids, they're just boning. But no, there's nothing's gonna be wrong with your kids at the fourth cousin level. In fact, I think first cousin level doesn't matter. I think
do.
I read an article.
All right.
I believe I read an article, you guys, and you can fuck your first cousin. All right. Well, those are some secrets, and we have another call, Natasha.
Okay.
So let's talk to Monique in the LBC, which is Long Beach.
Hello.
Monique, how
Hi.
are you?
Hi,
What's
Monique.
going on in the LBC?
It's good. I'm digging your like relaxed vibe with the robes.
When you say relaxed, I think that what you mean is Natasha's hungover.
Oh, Okay,
Well,
maybe.
we were out partying really late last night in New York, and so, we're just kind of getting it together, but we wanted to make sure to do our podcast. So,
Well, and I've been staring at my face now for a while on this Zoom that we're doing, and I believe this is an audio only episode. So I'll ask you, Monique. I've
wait,
been
hold on. It's not audio only.
Oh, it's not? Oh,
No.
okay.
Look, everyone loves our look.
Okay, well, then forget it. Monique, you don't get that question. Okay. Well, how can we help you?
Yeah, so me and my husband we've encountered this well, new problem as of like the last several weeks where I am getting woken up every night sleeping by him like violently turning. Like it's not just him like slowly turning. He's like it's like a spasm. Like he's like getting air and like making noise. And it's weird because like we've never had issues before with like co-sleeping. It's like, the normal stuff, but we can't like figure out what to do. He suggested maybe we start sleeping separately, but we like only have a 1-bedroom apartment. So it's like somebody has to sleep in the living room, I guess. And it's like, I don't know. It seems like, I don't know if it's like a temporary problem or if this is like a
What the
longer
hell's his
thing.
problem?
This is new?
I don't know. Because he's like, I'm like, oh, is he having like sleeping problems? But like, no, he says he's like sleeping very well. And I'm the one who's getting woken up every night.
Wait, but you're saying he suddenly started violently spasming in the night, like he didn't used to sleep this way and now does?
Oh, this is new. Like, I'm normally like a very deep sleeper. Like I can do the thing where I like go on a plane and like knock out for 12 hours. But like, I don't know what it is about him where he's just like, just randomly in the night, like, whoa.
Okay, well, here's the thing. It's almost like when your kid has a food allergy, you have to start like seeing what it is and eliminating things. Like it might be worth it to have a little discussion with him to see if something new has been added, either like, something he's taking, something he's eating, some stress at work. Like it might be good to like have a little discussion about it and just discuss, because that is kind of crazy that this is a new thing. So a little bit of like talk to see if you can figure out what it could be. And also like maybe you live in a 1-bedroom apartment, so it's like, what is your option? Like you can't really like sleep on the couch. Why should you? He can't sleep on the couch because he needs to violently flip in the middle of the night.
Right. If you put him on a couch and he does one of those flips, he'll be on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't really like want to have a mattress on the floor either, just like chilling in the living room like day to day. Yeah, it's so bizarre. We don't know what it is because like I tried like Googling it. It was like, oh, is it like coffee or alcohol? And he's like pretty straight edge. Like I'm the coffee and like alcohol drinker. So I
You
don't know.
seem like it. To be honest with you, you seem like it. We saw you. We pegged you as an alcoholic from the moment you came on the Zoom. We saw that, didn't we? No, I have a question, and this is a pretty personal question. Are you comfortable answering it? It's really personal.
I'm here, so go for it.
You have a Helix mattress?
Like with the springs?
No, a foam mattress.
Oh yeah, it's a foam mattress, but it's like an IKEA foam mattress, so it's not
I
like.
think there is something. I'm not even joking, and I'm not trying to suck up to our advertisers here. There might be something about a high-end foam mattress, because those famous Tempur-Pedic ads where there's like a glass of wine on the thing and the person's jumping on the other side. Like it's possible that if you got a mattress, and our mattress of choice is of course Helix, that if you got a high-end foam mattress, you would feel his violent PTSD jerks less. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Because they really do minimize movement. And my other suggestion would be, we've discussed it on the pod before, maybe you get high-end Helix mattress and your own blanket. Because I know that when Natasha does a lot of movement, and it's blanket related, it yanks blanket. So I'm being both jarred by an aggressive sleeper, and there's fabric running along my body. If you had your own blanket and you have a better foundation and a better top level, you might feel it less.
And I still do think it's worth discussing it to try to figure out what is making this happen. Is there something psychological? just kind of trying to like get to it, just bringing a little air into the room about it. And then additionally, maybe you can wake him up when it happens. Like when Moshe snores, I'll just like kind of shake
I don't
it.
snore. What are you talking
If
about?
he's snoring, I shake him.
You are the snorer in our
I know,
relationship.
but sometimes you're snoring. I'm just saying, like,
Natasha, that is wild.
you do.
Come on. Who's the snorer?
Okay,
here?
I snore too, but I'm just saying you can like, maybe there's like a place that you can like touch on his back and let him like wake him up, touch him on his back, let him know this is happening and see if that kind of can cure it a little bit. Like don't be afraid of waking him up because he's already woken you up.
I think
That's
I did it once by accident, but like where he like turned so violently that he woke himself up, and then I like yelled at him like, "What the fuck?" It was so funny because at this time I thought I was like dreaming that he was waking me up, but that was like the moment where I found out it was real because he was like, "Did you yell at me in the middle of the night?" Like,
I think that my double fabric solution is the way forward for you. A better mattress so you feel it less, and don't share a comforter. I'm sure that comforter is part of it. It's not just his movement. It's that you're also getting like pulled by them. I'm telling you, I started sleeping with a separate comforter from Natasha, and I'm loving life right now. I'm over here in dreamland. She's over here tossing, turning, screaming. She's screaming, "Father, where are you? Why weren't you there?" And I'm just like sleeping through the night. Every night you scream that. Do you know that? Every night at 2:30 a.m. you scream, "Father, where are you?"
Listen, this is a big issue. So I think that like trying all of these things, and you're going to have a lot of chances to try it because he does this every night. So I think like bringing some oxygen into it, talking about it, and also waking him up when it happens and seeing if you can reset his sleep might be good. And maybe with a gentle touch on his back, his lower back, something that's like soothing and not like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like just try to be that and see if that can help it a little bit. And good luck with that. That fucking sucks, man.
It might change. It might change. And honestly, I'm not kidding. I think that helixsleep.com/endless honeymoon might be the solution for you. But really, it does help to have a high quality mattress that you can't feel the movement of the other person. That really does help.
All right. Well, good luck, Monique. Let us know how it goes. And hopefully he hasn't done something terrible that's giving him like violent shakes in the evening.
Right. Maybe he's having dreams about like bodies that he's been dumping it over in the Long Beach where those the canals are. That's what he's dreaming about. He's like dumping bodies over there. That could be bad if you found that out. Listen carefully, set up a recording device to hear if he talks in his sleep, and then you'll find out the secret to what's bothering him. So
honestly, it does make me a little nervous. Like when I did date one psychopath once, and he would wake up in the
her
middle.
husband's not a psychopath.
I'm just saying, I dated a psychopath once, and he had violent things happening at night. I'm just saying, sometimes it's connected. So don't tell him that.
So here's to sum up, because we're almost done with this call. Here's the two bits of advice. I'm saying perhaps another blanket and a different mattress. Natasha's saying look into the fact that your husband might be a secret psychopath. So between the two of those bits of advice, find your way.
I'll look into it. Thank you.
Yeah, look into both. See ya.
All right. Keep us updated. Bye, Monique.
Bye.
That is interesting to suddenly start violently tossing and turning in the night.
I'm telling you, it makes me nervous.
That's very interesting. It doesn't make me nervous. One time, I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but one time I went to the dentist when I was like 14, and he started giving me this fluoride paste to put on my teeth at night because he said they were decalcified. And I started having these incredibly vivid and violent dreams. Like the moment I started taking it, I think sleep is this weird thing where things can change, and a little chemical or physical or emotional change can cause your sleep patterns to change so drastically that I don't know if this guy's a psychopath.
No, I totally agree. It's worth discussing. Like I said, if your child has a food allergy, you have to like eliminate fruit and then try that, and then eliminate dairy and then try that for a couple weeks. So it's like, it's a lot of trial and error. So I just think like, this is serious.
I have noticed something about you, Natasha, and the way you sleep. This is interesting, and I've never told you this before. But your ability to wake me up when you move even a little bit is unparalleled.
Thank you.
And I don't know what it's about. Maybe it's because I'm so emotionally connected to you that when you move even a little bit, it wakes me up fully. And maybe it's because I'm so in tune with you emotionally that I want to help in case anything's wrong.
Interesting, because when I wake up with the baby, with the child,
We don't have a baby.
when I wake up with our child in the morning, first thing, I'm always kind of trying to talk really loud and do things really loud so you'll get up too, and you never do. So it's weird that you're not able to wake up then.
That is interesting, but it's not that weird when you think about it. Perhaps it's because you are waking me up so suddenly and so fully all throughout the night, even with minor movements, that I'm unable to get up in the morning because I'm so exhausted from you keeping me up.
All
That's
right,
something
well,
to think about.
let's do some trial and error, figure out what it is. And
Let's remove fruit from our diet and see if that helps.
all right, well, Moshe, this has been a real blast.
It's been a treat. It's been nice being in these robes with you. It's been nice watching you on the silver screen in First Time Female Director. Hey, let's have Chelsea back on the show when the movie comes out, and you guys can regale each other with tales from the set. Tosh, it's been great talking to you. I love having you on the show. It's wonderful to have you as a co-host in my life.
Moshe, thanks for being here on my podcast, and I love you.
My podcast is lucky to have you on my podcast, and it's been great to have you as a guest.
I love you too.
I love you too.